Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV for the lineup prediction and match preview for tomorrow's game at, at the Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers. 3 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League, so no TV coverage for this one. Tricky start of the season, Wolves. Only 2 wins, 4 losses. Not the best from them. They didn't really have the best of seasons last year, either. Did they even finish below us? Go check out the Talking Wolves match preview as well, featuring me. Got myself on there talking to Dave about the game, so go check that out. But yeah, so last season we finished 12th and them 13th. A team who I've been admiring since they came up from the Premier League, came up with big ambitions. Hasn't been the best. Nuno Espirito Santo, I thought, was a great manager, but think his time ran out towards the end. Brought in a whole heap of Portuguese players, some fantastic players. Diego Jota being one of them, now at Liverpool. Raul Jimenez, I think he's an absolutely unbelievable striker. Good to see him back on the score sheet last week because the injury he picked up, skull fracture that he picked up last week, we've seen people's careers end with things like that. Like Ryan Mason, who was Tottenham's caretaker manager towards the end of last season, picked up a similar injury playing for Hull, ended his career. So yeah, I thought that may have been Raul Jimenez done and dusted, but good to see him back and back on the score sheet because I think he's an unbelievable striker. Bad timing though. Of course, he got his first goal the week before he plays Newcastle. Of course. But yeah, 2 wins so far this season, 4 defeats. The only wins coming against Southampton and Watford, who we only took a point off. So we got 2 points off of them, whereas they took 6. The only points they have on the board this season. We have 3 coming from 3 draws. But a good stat, though, going down to the Molineux, that Wolves haven't yet scored a goal in front of their home fans in 3 games. No goals, no points picked up at the Molineux so far this season and at Newcastle. The last 5 games in the Premier League between us, home and away, have all been 1-1 draws. So get your money on that. The only other one since Wolves have been promoted to the Premier League in 2018 that wasn't a 1-1 draw was the first time we played since they came up at the Molineux was a 2-1 win to Wolves. So we've never beat them since they got promoted in 2018. 1 loss, 5 draws. Gonna jump into the chat, see who's there. Just making sure you can hear me. Jake, hello. Good to see you as always. Gonna lose 1-0. According to Rob. Let's see what everybody thinks. Get your score predictions in as well as a lineup prediction as I'm going through. Another Jake in there. Hello. We want Brucey out as always. Predicting a draw always ends that way. Yeah, well, like I say, 1-1 in the last 5 fixtures. And yeah, tricky start for Wolves. Maybe a 0-0 since Wolves haven't scored yet at the Molineux. That would get them that first point on the board at home, though. Hopefully, Bruce's last game, says Tony. On the injury front, though, going to start with Wolves. Not a great lot to report, although there's 2 players who I admire, both out, which is Pedro Neto, fantastic player, and Johnny Otto, left wing back. So yeah, buzzing to see them two. Not going to feature tomorrow. Neto last season, like especially when Jimenez was out, he was the only shining light really for them in a year where they really did struggle more than they have done previously. For Newcastle, though, hello, Brad. Huddersfield fan, good to see you there, mate. Yeah, so for Newcastle, no new injury news, same as last week. So Brucey's happy about that there's nobody suffered an injury in the draw to Watford away last week. So usual suspects, we've got Dubravka, Dummett, Shelvey, Woodman, Wilson and Lascelles out for this game, exactly the same as last week. Most of them have been out for a good few weeks now, so no news there. Then Bruce does say that Shelvey, Wilson and Lascelles should be back in training in the next few days, next week sometime, but it's international break after this one, so no games for a fortnight after this, and Brucey expects Shelvey, Wilson and Lascelles to be in line to make a return for Spurs, obviously depending on how they get on over the international break. Just need to get that fitness up and start with a little bit of form. Willock, surprise inclusion. Like I nearly pissed myself laughing when I seen that starting lineup against Watford last week. Like Willock was a dead cert to be out. Says he might even be a couple of weeks. Might not have even made that Spurs game in a couple of weeks' time. Starting lineup comes out. Willock starting 11. What the fuck, Brucey? So he says that he trained on the Friday, surprisingly, which is when he gave the press conference in the morning to say that he would be out. So he says he trained on the Friday, much to everybody's surprise, got through it fine and wanted to play. So Brucey just stuck him in the starting 11. Didn't look too bad, though. Came across quite well, looked up for it. So happy to see him back. Brucey addressed him in his press conference as well, saying that you will be okay. He's trained for the last few days. This week came out absolutely fine. So wasn't to say that. Jake thinks we'll win tomorrow. Get it in. What scores are going to be, Jake? Let me know. I hope we'll win tomorrow. Thank you very much, Brad. Much appreciate that. So that's the team news and previous already wrapped up. So I'm going to just make this quick, really, because I'm going to just start with the same 11 as we did last week. Just going to bang it all in there. I thought we'd done brilliantly against Watford. It was a good performance. I don't want to disrespect Watford too much. I think they've actually done really, really well during pre-season. I think they've made some really good signings and improved the team a lot. But we probably should have beat them. I think we gave them a little bit too much. Same old Newcastle, not being able to finish things off. Dead up front. Decent defensively. Sloppy defending on conceding that goal, really. But in terms of the team, though, Darlow, been over the moon with him coming back. I think he's very underrated, Carl Darlow. I think he's a very, very good goalkeeper, and especially since Freddie Woodman struggled a lot at the start of the season, it's good to see him get in there, make some good saves, make his presence known. And then the back four, that's the best thing about that lineup last week. I was buzzing to see a back four, so I'm changing my usual. Well, it's not my usual, it's Brucey's usual, sticking with the same old shit. So, yeah, Brucey moved away from that back four, finally seen a back five. Javier Manquillo on the right, Matt Ritchie on the left, Fernandez and Clark in the middle, obviously in the absence of Lascelles and Dummett, meaning Fabian Schär got a spot on the bench. Everybody pointed out Ritchie, really, to deal with Sarr on that side. I thought he'd done okay, to be fair. Like Sarr is a danger player. Yeah, he got the goal, but it was just bad marking from a set piece, really. Other than that, Sarr had his moments, but I don't think Ritchie really struggled that much. Manquillo's come in since getting his chance against Man United and getting the goal. And Fernandez and Clark, experienced, reliable. Other than Fabian Schär, who could come in and replace them, I'm happy to stick with the same team that were put in against Watford. In the midfield, Willock again, if he's fit. Obviously, hopefully he is. Obviously played all the game last week. Hayden finally in his right position. Don't need to stick him in centre back and make up a back five. Absolutely no need to do that. I respect Brucey for doing it against Watford and not against the likes of Man United or any other teams that we've played so far this season. Wolves are a tricky outfit, so if he does revert to five at the back, I won't be surprised in the slightest, but I think we need to just keep going this way, have a few more bodies up front, let Joe Willock get forward and get involved with Almiron, Smaxman, Joe Linton up front, Hayden to sit back and drop into the back line if he needs to. Sean Longstaff can be the legs in the middle of the field if he shows it, if he ever decides to show a forward pass. Scored a great goal, though. Fantastic goal in the game. I think maybe Ben Foster could have done a little bit better pushing it out, but fair play to him. He'd done it a couple of times as well. I think was it the week before? Can't remember. It might be the week before. It was. It was Leeds standing on the edge of the box for set pieces, coming out to him, and he looks confident. Looks confident enough to take a shot on. Some of them were close, some not so much. But yeah, great goal against Watford. So hopefully he's in a little bit of form now with Shelvey maybe coming back after the international break. So I'm more than happy to keep that same midfield three. Don't want to see Jeff Hendrick anywhere near it. Don't want to see Hayden in centre back and Willock pushing forward as more of a number 10, along with Miggy Almiron. And Brucey mentioned Joe Linton in his press conference, mentioned how he knows the left is his best side. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Why is he not playing there more often? I don't really like seeing Sir Maximin down the middle, to be honest with you. I much prefer him out wide, terrorizing fullbacks. But as long as he's going to drive at them, uh, Joey dropping back, doing the dirty work, holding up the ball, winning possession, and getting Sir Maximin in the channels, I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy to see that. Um, Time for Gale, maybe. Gale, Fraser, any of them to be brought in? For me, not yet. Like I say, I think we've getting draws out of the last 2 games. 3 draws in 4, 2 out of the last 2. I think performances have been improving recently. It's not been great. Like, don't get us wrong. I'm not saying that we're playing class or anything, but the performances haven't been as dreadful as they were at the start of the season, where we had no wins, no points. Was it the first 3 games, including going out in the cup on pens? It was dreadful. So I think the performances are improving, even without Callum Wilson, our main goal threat. We're captain Jamal Lascelles. We've got Shelby and Dummett. Got all them out. Woodman, who started the first 4 games, he's out. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied with the performances as long as they improve. Like, it could very easily go the opposite way and they just start dropping off again. Like, we started playing 4-3-3 when Graham Jones came in last season, and we played really well when Joe Willett came in. That's what helped us survive, and not just survive, finished 12th ahead of Wolves. So I want to say we keep moving forward with this 4-3-3. Get Miggy forward, get some Maximin forward in the channel, Joey dropping back, Willock getting forward, Hayden being the rock in midfield, flat back 4. Could change that up as well. Of course, we've got Jamal Lewis. If Richie isn't having a good game, like, we can maybe look at his matchup with Adama Traore. That's how Wolves probably should go at getting any points in this game. Get Adama Traore to just run and absolutely bully Matt Ritchie. And you know what Richie's aggression's like. If Adama Traore is having a good game, Richie will just get aggressive, just go in the book, maybe get himself sent off. Raul Jimenez down the middle. He just needs to stay forward, get on the end of some crosses, and that's how they can win this game. Just going to go back into your comments, see what we're saying. Willock still better than Hendrick with a broken toe, absolutely. 2-1, was that to Wolves, was it? 3-2 win. He's like, I need to start saying who this is to. Is that to Newcastle or is it to Wolves? Have to worry about Adama. Yeah, that's what I mean, especially against Richie. Might be sensible to put Jamal Lewis in there, but will Jamal Lewis refrain from getting bullied as much as what Richie would? I think he's got the pace to keep up. I think that's the only thing. I think Richie's maybe he's got a bit more strength about him. It's going to be a hard matchup, whoever plays there, to be honest. Longstaff was class last game. Hopefully he keeps up his form. Yeah, me too, because he's one player that really, really pisses me off, because I know how much talent he does have, and 9 times out of 10 just doesn't show it. Backwards passing, sideways at best. But yeah, I think the last couple of games, the Leeds game, the Watford game, he's picking his head up a bit more, getting forwards. I think that's maybe because, look, we're playing a little bit more attacking in this formation, so he's got more options forward instead of having 5 behind him. It's just an easy pass, really. So I can't really blame him. I think it's definitely Brucey's tactics and the formation why we've all seen his decline. He came in from playing with Rafa. Rafa was the one that gave him his chance in the first team, and he was absolutely unbelievable. Saying he's better than Declan Rice, who was breaking through at the same time as well. That's a joke now, considering how well Declan Rice is doing. Since Brucey's came in, Sean Longstaff's one of the biggest players who's reverted massively. But yeah, hopefully just keep with him. Like I say, with Shelby coming back, I just want to see a bit more from Sean Longstaff, with Matty being out on loan at Aberdeen as well. Have to worry about Traore against Richie. It'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game. And maybe he's going to go. I would take a point right now. If we go down to the Molineux, tricky place to go, good team. If we can take a point, I'd be absolutely buzzing. I wouldn't even bother putting a bet on 1-1, because like I say, it's been that for the past 5 games in a row. Will it be 6? Time will tell. I think it could be 0-0, 1-1, something like that. Close, tricky game. Callum's going to go with another draw, but Wolves will have the tails up, especially after Raul Jimenez has scored. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good time for him to get his first goal back from injury, obviously, with Newcastle coming up. He'll be smelling blood, going for the kill. Aaron says 1-1. Hello, Villa boys. Good to see you as always. Jake says 2-1 to Newcastle. Will this be the first win of the season? I hope so, especially away. Like I say, Wolves haven't got a win, any points, no goals, no points so far this season at home. So, yeah, hopefully we can go down there and spoil their day. Doesn't matter if it's Richie or Lewis, Traore will bully either one. Yeah, absolutely. Richie potentially has more strength, whereas Lewis has more pace. It would be nice to combine them, pace and strength. That would be the best way to deal with Adama Traore, but unfortunately, we don't really have anyone like that. It's either one or the other. Last season, he put Lewis in Rosette. I did. Completely forgot about that. And yeah, Richie just has the experience. And yeah, maybe his temperament might get the better of him if Traore is giving him a hard time. He'll definitely get a booking. I'd put a bet on that. 1-1, Richie to get a booking. See what odds you get on that. Probably shit, because it's definitely going to happen. So that is my team. Just going to run through that again if you're just joining. Darlow in goal. Flat back four of Manquillo on the right. Fernandez and Clark in the middle with Matt Ritchie on the left. Midfield three of Sean Longstaff, Isaac Hayden and Joe Willock, with a front three of Miguel Almiron, Joe Linton and Alan Saint-Maximin. Going to show you my bench who we've got, and exactly the same as what it was last week as well, with Gillespie in the place of the injured Martin Dubravka and Freddie Woodman. Emil Kraft, Fabian Schär, who I wouldn't be opposed to seeing in the back line, although I think Clark and Fernandez had a decent game last week, so no need just yet. Lewis, as we've touched upon, will be either him or Matt Ritchie. Jacob Murphy as a wing-back option as well. Just checking the scores at the minute. Nah, still nothing on. So I've got Elliot Anderson in there, who was involved in the match day squad, which was just released today. There he is, top. Where is he? Can you see him? Top left, he is. Right on the end, back row. So Elliot Anderson is currently in action, captaining the under-23s in a league clash in Premier League 2 against Middlesbrough at St James's Park. So he was involved last Saturday as an unused sub. I think he played around about 62 minutes the night before, I think it was, in London. We were playing away to Fulham, so he stayed down there to get an unused sub. Yeah, he's featured as an unused sub at Watford. So he's currently playing captaining, as is Joe White, who's on the fringes of the first team. It's his birthday today, 19th birthday. So happy birthday, Joe White. And we've also got Jeff Hendrick on there, Ryan Fraser, and Dwight Gale. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the boring old 1-1. That's my prediction. That's my starting 11. Let me know what you guys think. What would yours be? Get them in the comments below. Watch along tomorrow. Big Renty will be taking over from the watch along tomorrow. So join in for that. 3 o'clock kickoff at the Molyneux. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV, and enjoy yourself.